Good morning, students. This session is for class 12th. Students, we have completed the theoretical portions and derivations of chapter 6. Now we are ready to solve the numerical problems of this chapter given in NCERT book. So in last session we have completed the questions from 6.1 to 6.4, and today we are ready to solve the questions 6.5 and 6.6 and other questions. Okay, so let's see the question number 6.5. You can see this question on your screen and solution is also given here. I will explain the solution here. Okay, so if there is any doubt, you can discuss doubt with us. Okay, so let's see. The question is, a 1 meter long metallic rod is rotated with an angular frequency of 400 radian per second about an axis normal to the rod passing through its one end. The other end of the rod is in contact with the circular metallic ring. Now a constant and uniform magnetic field of 0.5 Tesla parallel to the axis exists everywhere. Calculate the EMF developed between the center and the ring. So let's see, suppose this one is the rod. Okay, now there is a circular ring on which it is connected. This one is the center and the magnetic field is along the axis of this rod. It means magnetic field is perpendicular to the plane of paper. Okay, so in this case, let's see, this point is always in rest and this one is in motion. If length of this rod is L, then the radius of the circular track is also taken as L. It means you can take R is equal to L here. Okay, students, you can try to solve this question by yourself. If you think that you can solve this question, I am going to explain the answer. So if you think you can do by yourself, you can pause this video and you can try by yourself. Let's see the solution of this question. So student, if you want to solve this question, note down first the given quantities in the question. So let's see what are given here. So you can see the length of the rod is given, that is 1 meter. Then the angular frequency, that is omega, is given, that is 400 radian per second. It is given. So you can note it down. The length, that is 1 meter, then omega is 400 radian per second. You can see the magnitude of magnetic field is given here, that is 0.5 Tesla. So you can see the magnetic field 0.5 Tesla is given here. So these quantities are given here. Now okay, now let's see what is the formula for the induced EMF developed at the end of this long rod of length L. So formula for induced EMF is E is equal to B L V. But student, here B is magnitude of magnetic field, L is the length of the rod, and V is velocity. But in this case you can see this rod is rotating. It is not moving with velocity V in one direction. Suppose this is the rod, and if it is moving with velocity V, then you can use the velocity V for this rod. But this one is not moving, this one is rotating. So in this case its linear velocity is different and its angular velocity is given here. So we are ready to find out its linear velocity first. So to find out the linear velocity, let's see here, since one end of the rod has zero linear velocity because it is in rest, it is fixed here, while the other end has linear velocity L omega. Since you know that at this point the relation between V and omega is V is equal to R into omega, but since R is equal to the length, you can write here L into omega. So it is L into omega, where r is equal to length of the rod. So you can use this formula, that is linear velocity is equal to L into omega. Okay. So now the average linear velocity of the rod will be L omega, that is velocity of this point, plus 0, that is velocity of this point, because it is in rest upon 2. So finally you will get L omega by 2. This is the linear velocity of the rod. Okay. Now EMF developed between the center and the ring is given by, so you can see the EMF developed between the center and the ring is equal to BLV. This is the formula you can see here. Now at the place of V we can use L omega by 2, since it is the average linear velocity of the rod while rotational motion. So you can substitute L omega by 2 at the place of V. So you will get B L square omega by 2. This is the resultant formula for induced EMF. Okay. Now we have values of all these variables. Like B you have 0.5 Tesla, for L it is 1 meter, for omega it is 400 radian per second. So you can use all these values and you will get, so put these values. So this is, you can see this is the value of B, this one is the value of L, this one is the value of omega upon 2. Because all of them are in MKS system, so there is no need to change these units. Okay, so these are in MKS system, so we can directly use these values, and after calculation you will get the value, that is 100 volt. So this is the potential difference, or you can say induced EMF at the ends of this rod. Now hence the EMF developed between the center and the ring is 100 volt. So it is your answer. So student, I hope you understand this question. This is very important question for your examination, and I hope you understand how you can solve questions when a rod is fixed at one of the end and second end of the rod is rotating with angular velocity omega. Now we are ready to solve question number 6.6. So I hope you understand these questions. You can note down the solution, and I am sure most of you have done this by themselves. So good, very good. Now we are ready to solve question number 6.6. Let's see what is the question. So I am going to read the question and then we will try to solve this question. Okay, so let's see. A circular coil of radius 8 centimeter and 20 turns is rotated about its vertical diameter with an angular speed of 50 radian per second. Okay, in a uniform horizontal magnetic field of magnitude 3.0 into 10 to the power minus 2 Tesla. Okay, obtain the maximum and average EMF induced in the coil. So you have to find out the maximum and the minimum, or maximum and average EMF induced in the coil. Now if coil forms a closed loop of resistance 100 ohm, then calculate the maximum value of current in the coil and calculate the average power loss due to the Joule heating. Where does this power come from? So this is the question. So students, you can try it by yourself. Pause this video and try to solve this question by yourself. If you will get success, it means you have good knowledge of the concept of these topics. So you should try this. I am continuously advising one thing to all of the students, that to solve the question, first try to write the given quantities and check their units. Are all of them are in a proper unit, means proper system of unit, that is, are in MKS system or they in CGS system. So you can choose any one of them, but try to use MKS system, because most of time all the quantities are, maximum number of quantities are given in MKS system quantities, units. Okay, so let's see here. You can see the you can see what are given quantities. So radius of the circular coil is given, that is r is equal to 8 centimeter. You can change this one into meter. So you can see here 0.08 meter. Then area of the coil, then pi r square, that will be pi into r square, this much in meter square. So it is also in MKS system. Now number of turns on the coil is given 20. Angular velocity or angular speed, you can say 50 radian per second. So it is also in MKS system, there is no need to change. Magnetic field intensity is given 3.0 into 10 to the power minus 2 Tesla. So it is also in MKS system, so there is no need to change this one. So the value is written here same, that is 3 into 10 to the power minus 2 Tesla. Okay, you can see here. Now resistance of the loop is 10 ohm and maximum induced, so this one is the resistance given. Okay, I will discuss about the formula later. So now the question is, obtain the maximum and the average EMF induced in the coil. So student, we know that the maximum induced EMF in the coil is given by E is equal to N omega AB when a coil is rotating in magnetic field. Okay, about this axis, suppose this one is the axis lying in plane of paper and this is rotating about this axis with angular frequency omega, and magnetic field is perpendicular to this coil. So for this case, the induced EMF, that is maximum induced EMF, is given by N omega AB. This is the formula. So you can use now the values given in the question, that is N is equal to 20, omega is equal to 50, A is equal to pi into 0.08 square, and B is equal to 3 into 10 to the power minus 2 Tesla. So after putting these values, you will get the solution, that is 0.603 volt. So I hope you can calculate these numbers easily. You can see here 20 into 50 into pi into 0.08 square into 3 into 10 to the power minus 2. So you all are able to calculate, and after calculation you will get 0.603 volt. So try to calculate this one and you will get this answer. Hence the maximum EMF induced in the coil is given by 0.603 volt. Okay, so this is the answer of the maximum. This one is the maximum induced EMF in the coil. Okay, now over a full cycle, the average EMF induced in the coil is 0. You know that because it is in opposite direction after half cycle. So the induced EMF the average EMF induced in the coil is 0. So this one is the answer of this part. Since you know that after rotation it will get the opposite, it will be in opposite direction. The graph for this EMF is given by the sine graph, you can say like this. So in first half cycle this attains these values, and in second half cycle this attains these values. Okay, this graph is between EMF and time. So you can see this part is completely cancelled by this one. Okay, so the net average value in one complete cycle is 0. So it will be 0 for one complete cycle. Okay, now next part is, if the coil form a closed loop of resistance 10 ohm, calculate the maximum value of current. So if you know resistance and the maximum value of EMF, you will be able to calculate the maximum current flowing in this circuit. So you can see here the maximum current in this circuit is given by the equation, that is I is equal to E upon R, and it will be 0.603 by 10, and so it is 0.0603 ampere. Okay, so you can use this relation to find out the maximum current flowing in this circuit. Now we are ready to find out the average power. So average power loss due to the Joule heating is, formula is equal to P is equal to V into I. This is for the power loss. but if here you can substitute induced EMF at the place of potential difference here, so it will be E into I. Okay, but for average power loss, so it will be by 2, because for average power loss, so you will get the relation, that is 0.603 into value of I, that is 0.0603 ampere upon 2, and it is 0.018 watt. So this is the average power loss in this circuit. You know that what is the formula for average power loss. If you find out the value, that is P is equal to Vrms into Irms. We have already discussed about this formula in previous classes, so I hope you know. The average power loss in this circuit is given by E. This is the maximum value actually, this one is the maximum value actually. So the formula for average power loss is actually P is equal to Vrms Irms. But if you replace this formula, if you change this formula in form of the maximum value, you will get this Vrms becomes V0 by 2, V0 by under root 2, and this Irms becomes I0 by under root 2. So if you complete this formula, the maximum value V0 into I0 by 2. So the student, let me repeat why this formula is EI by 2. I am telling about this part. So since average power loss is given by Vrms into Irms, but these values are the maximum values of EMF and current. So if you change your formula from Vrms Irms to the maximum value of voltage and current, you will get V0 by root 2 into I0 by root 2. So the formula becomes V0 into I0 by 2. So this is the final formula. So I hope you understand. So if you know this is the formula, so you can substitute the values of E0 and I0, that are 0.0603 of I, and the value of V, that is, or you can say E, that is 0.603 upon 2. So after calculation you will get the answer 0.018 watt. Okay, so this is the power loss due to Joule heating. The current induced in the coil produces a torque opposing the rotation of the coil. The rotator is an external agent. It must supply torque to counter this torque in order to keep the coil rotating uniformly. Hence, dissipated power comes from the external rotor. तो यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं एक्सटर्नल पावर कहाँ से आता है, सॉरी डिसिपेटेड पावर जो है वो कहाँ से आता है, इट कम्स फ्रॉम द एक्सटर्नल रोटेटर. क्योंकि जो कॉइल है जब वो मैग्नेटिक फील्ड में रोटेट होती है तो वहाँ पे एक टॉर्क डेवलप होता है जो उस रोटेशन को अपोज करेगा, बट जो रोटेशन है उसको कंटिन्यू करने के लिए एक एक्सटर्नल एजेंसी टॉर्क उस पर अप्लाई करेगी. तो उसका जो टॉर्क अप्लाई होता है वही एक्सटर्नल एनर्जी जो होती है वो हीट के फॉर्म में यहाँ पे जनरेट होती है. तो ये आंसर है लास्ट पॉइंट का. स्टूडेंट, आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंड द कॉन्सेप्ट एंड आई होप यू विल बी एबल टू solve this question by yourself. Many students have solved this question by themselves. Very good. Keep trying this and you will get more ideas how you can solve this type of question. So practice is very important in case of numericals. So try to do practice for all different questions. Let's see the next question, that is question number 6.7, and you can see first one is, sorry, you can see the question is, a horizontal straight wire 10 meter long extending from east to west is falling with a speed of 5 meter per second. So you can see there is a wire of 10 meter long and extended from east to west is falling with a speed of 5 meter per second at right angle to the horizontal component of the earth magnetic field, which is 0.3 into 10 to the power minus 4 Weber per meter square. So you can see, suppose this one is the horizontal component of magnetic field, its value is given, and a wire is falling perpendicular to this field. this one is, sorry, I want to change the diagram. Okay, let me explain this after some time. First question is, what is the instantaneous value of the EMF induced in the wire? So we have to find out the value of induced EMF. Then what is the direction of this EMF? And then which end of the wire is at higher electrical potential? So we will discuss all these questions, but first try to understand about the diagram of this question. So you know that the horizontal component of Earth magnetic field is always from north to south pole. So you can draw this type of diagram, and this one is the direction of Earth magnetic field, north component of Earth magnetic field, and the wire is like this. It is in east to west direction. Suppose this one is east and this is west, and its length is given. So you can see this wire is perpendicular to the Earth's horizontal component, means you can say the component of Earth's magnetic field. Okay, so in this case theta is 90 degree between the length of this rod and the magnetic field. So first we are ready to note down the given quantities of the question. So you can see the length of the wire is given, that is 10 meter, speed 5 meter per second, it is given, this is linear speed, and the magnitude of horizontal component of the Earth's magnetic field is also given. So this is BH. So let's see, length of the wire is given, then falling speed is given, then magnetic field strength is given. Now EMF induced in the wire in this case is given by the simple formula, that is E is equal to BLV. We have already derived this formula for a moving wire in magnetic field when wire is in perpendicular direction to the magnetic field. So this one is exactly the same case of that derivation. I hope you all derived that formula, and we have also revised that formula. Okay, so this one is the topic related to the motional EMF when a wire is moving in perpendicular magnetic field. Then induced EMF in that two ends of the wire is given by E is equal to B, that is magnitude of magnetic field, L, that is length of the wire, and V, that is that is velocity of the wire. Okay, so you can use directly this formula and you will get the answer of the induced EMF. So after substituting the values of B, L and V, you will get the, this is 0.3 into 10 to the power minus 4, then value of length, that is 5, sorry, the value of V, that is 5 meter per second, and the value of length, that is 10 meter. So the very simple calculation is here. You can see after calculation you will get 1.5 into 10 to the power minus 3 volt. I hope this calculation is easy for you all and you can easily solve this calculation. You can reduce this power by 1, so this becomes 10 to the power minus 3, and after multiplying 0.3 to 5 it will be 1.5. So it is very easy calculation. So the first term is completed, that is this part has done, and the value is 1.5 into 10 to the power minus 3 volt. Now the second part, that is what is the direction of the EMF. So let's see direction. So we are ready to check the direction of this induced EMF. So we can use Fleming's right hand rule, and it can be inferred that the direction of the induced EMF is from west to east. So I hope you can understand how it is from west to east. When it is falling, first you can use Fleming's left hand rule to find out the direction of the induced current, or you can say direction of the flow of the negative charge. So you can see the negative charge is accumulated at this end, that is the end toward the east, and the positive charge are accumulated toward the west. So the direction of this potential difference is from west to east. So you can check, we have already discussed this law and this how you can find out the direction in the same derivation. first you can use Fleming's left hand rule, and then you can use this law, that is right hand rule. So you can use anyone according to your choice to find out the direction of the induced EMF in this circuit. Okay, now third one is, which end of the wire is at higher electrical potential? So you can see here the potential of this wire, that is, if this part is, if you apply this Fleming's right hand rule, you will get that the potential of this end will be at higher potential. Okay, so you can use this law, Fleming's left hand rule, and you will get the answers of question B and C. So students, now we are ready to solve question number 6.8. I am going to read this question and then I will explain. Try to do this question all by yourself. It will increase your confidence. So let's see. Current in a circuit is fall from 5 ampere to 0 ampere in 0.1 second. So the change in current is given and the time interval for that change is also given here. If an average EMF of 200 volt induced, so induced EMF is given here. Give an estimate of self inductance of the circuit. So you have to find out the value of L, that is self inductance. Okay, so first try to write the given quantities in this question. So you can try this question also by yourself. So pause this video and try to solve question by yourself. But first point is to write the given quantities. So you can see the initial current is 5 ampere, then final current is 0.0 ampere, and time interval for this is 0.1 second. Change in current in this process is 5 ampere. Okay, we are not taking negative sign here, we just want to the change magnitude of the change. And the induced EMF, that is average value of induced EMF, is found to be 200 volt. So now we are thinking about the formula, how you can find out the inductance. So check the relation between inductance and the induced EMF. You can write the formula L is equal to E by di by dt. This was the formula for inductance L. So let's see. Use the value of E, that is 200, then di by dt. Di means 5 and dt means 0.1. So you can use the values of all these quantities given in the equation. So this one is the 200, this is value of E, then for di it is 5 and dt it is for 0.1. Hence the self induction of this coil is 4 Henry. So I hope you get this answer, and I am sure most of you have solved this question by themselves, because we have completed the topic related to the self induction of a coil. So try to do the questions by yourself, and after some practice you will be able to solve the question by yourself. Okay, and it will increase your confidence. सो आई एम डैम श्योर कि मोस्ट ऑफ स्टूडेंट जो है कर पा रहे हैं क्वेश्चन को. बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन है यहाँ पे और इजी भी है. इसको आप अपने से कर सकते हैं, ट्राई करते रहिए कंटिन्यूसली. देखिए एक और क्वेश्चन यहाँ पे, इसको भी सॉल्व कर देते हैं. दैट इज क्वेश्चन नंबर 6.9. सो लेट्स सी. अ पेयर ऑफ एडजेसेंट कॉइल हैज म्यूचुअल इंडक्टेंस 1.5 हेनरी. तो यहाँ पे देखिए म्यूचुअल इंडक्शन से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन है ये, और म्यूचुअल इंडक्टेंस गिवन है, मीन्स एम गिवन है. इफ करंट इन वन कॉइल चेंजेस फ्रॉम 0 to 20 एम्पियर, तो यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं जो चेंज इन करंट है वो गिवन है. एंड टाइम इंटरवल फॉर दिस चेंज इज 0.5 सेकेंड, ये भी गिवन है. व्हाट इज चेंज ऑफ फ्लक्स लिंकेज विद द अदर कॉइल. तो यहाँ पे फ्लक्स लिंकेज फाइंड आउट करना है. सबसे पहले आप गिवन क्वांटिटीज़ को यहाँ पे नोट कर लेते हैं. आप खुद से ट्राई भी कर सकते हैं अगर आपने म्यूचुअल इंडक्शन पढ़ा है. वैसे ये टॉपिक भी आपको एक्सप्लेन करा दिया गया है, कंप्लीट कराया गया है, डेरिवेशंस कराए गए हैं, तो ट्राई कर सकते हैं आप। गिवन क्वांटिटीज लिख लेते हैं। यहाँ पे म्यूचुअल इंडक्टेंस गिवन है 1.5 हेनरी। इनिशियल करंट की वैल्यू यहाँ पे 0 एम्पियर है, फाइनल करंट 20 एम्पियर दिया हुआ है, तो चेंज इन करंट यहाँ पे इजीली फाइंड आउट कर सकते हैं, वो है 20 एम्पियर। तो यहाँ पे ये मिल गया। यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं कि टाइम इंटरवल गिवन है, दैट इज 0.5 सेकेंड, ये दिया हुआ है। अब देखते हैं इंड्यूस्ड ईएमएफ का फार्मूला इज इक्वल टू डी फाई बाई डी टी। तो यहाँ पे वेयर डी फाई इज चेंज इन फ्लक्स लिंकेज विद द क्वाइल, ईएमएफ इज रिलेटेड विद द म्यूचुअल इंडक्शन। तो आपको पता है कि E इज इक्वल टू म्यूचुअल इंडक्शन की फॉर्म में आप यहाँ पे लिखते हैं एम डी आई बाई डी टी, और सेल्फ इंडक्शन के लिए यहाँ पे एल डी आई बाई डी टी लिखते हैं, ठीक है। तो यहाँ पे E की वैल्यू एम डी आई बाई डी टी लिख सकते हैं, यहाँ पे E इज इक्वल टू डी फाई बाई डी टी है। तो इन दोनों इक्वेशंस की राइट हैंड साइड इक्वल होंगे क्योंकि लेफ्ट हैंड साइड इक्वल है, तो यहाँ पे इन दोनों को इक्वेट कर देते हैं। अब यहाँ से हमको डी फाई निकालना है, तो डी फाई की वैल्यू यहाँ से डी टी कैंसिल हो गया, म्यू डी आई के इक्वल होगा। तो यहाँ पे म्यू की वैल्यू 1.5 गिवन है, और जो डी आई है चेंज इन करेंट है वो 20 है। तो आप देख सकते हैं ये टाइम इंडिपेंडेंट है, टाइम पे डिपेंड नहीं करता, बट ये डी फाई की वैल्यू है 30। यूनिट जो फ्लक्स की होती है वो होती है वेबर, तो आप जानते हैं यहाँ पे ये है वेबर। हेल्थ चेंज इन फ्लक्स लिंकेज इज 30 वेबर। तो देखिए क्वेश्चन कितने इंटरेस्टिंग है। यहाँ पे अगर आपको म्यूचुअल इंडक्शन का फार्मूला पता है और इंड्यूस्ड ईएमएफ का फार्मूला पता है, तो यहाँ पे इंड्यूस्ड ईएमएफ को एक बार फ्लक्स की फॉर्म में लिखा गया है और एक बार म्यूचुअल इंडक्शन की फॉर्म में लिखा गया है। इन दोनों को इक्वेट कर दिया, जो फार्मूला आ गया उसी फार्मूले का यूज़ करके इजीली इसको सॉल्व कर लिया है। बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन स्टूडेंट, आई होप कि आपको समझ में आ रहे होंगे। अब जो क्वेश्चन 6.10 है ये आपके लिए होमवर्क दिया जा रहा है, यहाँ पे एनसीईआरटी का ही प्रॉब्लम है, तो आप इसको कंप्लीट करेंगे और इसको सेंड करेंगे। तो थैंक यू फॉर वाचिंग दिस सेशन। बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन है, अपने से करने की कोशिश करिए।